Kelly from Moonbean Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your Pisces mid-January 2020 general reading. So for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, welcome back. I truly appreciate all your likes, your shares, as well as your comments. For those of you who are new to my channel, do stick around for a brief little intro before we get started. So I am an intuitive reader. My messages are timeless and they're not date specific. So what does that mean? Have a look at the title of the video to see if it resonates with you. If it does, chances are there's probably a message there found in that video for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. Not all messages will resonate, so just take what does and leave the rest behind. They're meant for someone else. Some months you'll resonate better with your moon, your rising, your Venus, or Jupiter, so do have a look at those videos as well. Cross-watchers, check out your 7th house for more insight. So for Pisces, that would be Virgo. Check out the Virgo videos, okay? Same goes with you Pisces. Do have a look at the Virgo videos to see if there's anything there, any messages that may resonate with you, okay? So before we get started, I do tend to do a pre-meditation shuffle off camera, so I just want to go over those cards with you, Pisces, before we start. Okay, so the first card to come out for you was the, I believe it was the 7 of Swords. So, I'm not sure if this is in regards to you, Pisces, or if this is the person, a cross-watcher, or who you're involved with, but I feel like for some of you, and again, a 7 of Swords can be a few different things depending on the situation. But typically it talks about betrayal, dishonesty, running away from a situation. It could be divorce, there could have been an affair, theft as well. So it just depends on the situation that you're in. If you're in a relationship, again, it could have been maybe there's an affair that was happening or you found something out. Maybe someone was running, someone ran away from a situation, whether it be work or finances, or even within a relationship. Sometimes like you don't want to deal with problems, so you run, you just ignore, right, and ghost people. I kind of feel like that may be a situation there for some. Not everybody will resonate with that. For some of you, it just may be some sort of dishonesty that may be happening, right, or betrayal of some sort. And again, this could be with friendships, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, okay? It could be within the workplace as well. You could be connecting, again, and it may not even be you, it could be related to someone else that you're connecting with and their energy, okay? The following card to come out was the 4 of Pentacles. So that's all about a desire to hold on to long-term security. Typically, it's a card that, the deck that I used was the Steampunk Tarot to do my premeditation shuffle. And it's kind of, from what I can remember, it's basically a hand putting a coin into what seems like a piggy bank of some sort, right? So again, it's like, I feel like at this time, Pisces, you're really looking at your money situation and thinking about your long-term future, right? And how, and just that fear, right, of not wanting, the lack, right? And especially now after the holidays, I feel like you're really taking a hold of your finances and really going over things and making sure, that things are balancing out, okay? Which, I mean, is technically the time of year to do it, right? Right before tax season too. So keep that in mind. Again, time isn't linear, so this may not resonate for you at the moment. Could resonate very well for you in a few months from now, up to a year even, okay? The following card to come out was the, I believe it was the Lover's card. So this talks about a partnership, right? A deep love partnership. It could be that you are at a distance from someone. Maybe you I feel like possibly for some of you, you could, it definitely talks about people who are separated from each other. Doesn't have to be, there could be, and again, it may be in regards to that Seven of Swords, right? Maybe after a betrayal of some sort, or even a divorce or an affair or whatever it is, or even running away. Somebody maybe couldn't deal and they took off, kind of thing. That's kind of the sense for some of you. And again, this may not resonate with everybody, so just take what does. But I do, if you're not like within a long distance type relationship, then it just speaks about two people who could be like worlds apart, like two different types of individuals, you know what I mean? Like very different, but yet complement each other. Again, when I do my premeditation shuffle, I don't necessarily read reversals unless it really stands out. So in regards to lovers, I haven't seen anything to indicate that as of yet that it was like a toxic relationship. No devil card came out, none of that. So the following card to come out though was death. So there are big changes coming. For some of you, there was the death, right? Or like of the relationship, not a death, like a physical death, right? Could have been just an ending, letting go of someone, moving on from someone. Or it's just a rebirth of starting over. Maybe some of you decided to work things out, patch things up, and, work through your issues. Just move on from the heartbreak, right? From whatever betrayal happened. The following card to come out, Pisces, was the Ten of Cups. So this talks about, your happily ever after, being married with children. Could just be in regards to, it's like a happy home, right? A reunion with family, your loved one, support system, whatever it like constitutes home for you, I guess. Oh, my dog is in the room. I was like, what is that noise? This is the dog. I believe the last card that really stood out for me was the Emperor. So maybe you could be dealing, some of the zodiacs that stood out was, okay, with the death was like Scorpio, and Gemini stood out with the Lovers. So you could be dealing with that, or the energy. Emperor, you could be connecting with Aries, or have Aries in your chart, or someone that has Aries in their chart. Or it's just the energy, right? So the Emperor speaks about a father figure. Again, could be father or mother, just an older, someone that you have respect for. It could also indicate someone's employer, like a boss, supervisor type individual, someone in like in charge kind of thing, like in that kind of, yeah. It could also talk about the Emperor, someone who is all about planning things out. My dog just decided to play with their toy right now as I record. Good times. It just talks about strategically planning out things, right? So whatever that means to you. All right, Pisces. Okay, so that was your pre-meditation shuffle. I have pre-shuffled all my cards already off camera. I'm just going to shuffle quickly a little bit, and then we will get right into the reading for you, Pisces. Okay, so Divine Mother, Divine Father, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors, please allow me to connect with the collective of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020. Please allow messages to come in clearly and for the greater good of collective Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter. for mid-January 2020. Oops, juice. Can you go downstairs, please? No, we're not gonna go down. We're just gonna squeak the toy here. All right. So let's see. At the top, we have 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so Pisces. I shuffled this numerous times because I use this card, this deck, to do my pre-meditation shuffle, okay? And you just saw me shuffle here a little bit. This is the exact same card that Aquarius got for their first card as well. So the first card is going to indicate the overall energy, and this could be past energy, this could be present energy. Again, time isn't linear, right? So it's fluid. So it all just depends on where you are on the timeline, right? So 7 of Pentacles has to do with patience, right? Working hard, delayed success, waiting, you know, on things to, well, in regards to the typical Rider Waite, it would be like, I think that there's pentacles to kind of to harvest your pentacles. Well, in regards to this one, I feel with the steampunk looking at it as well, it's just I'm going to say the same thing I said to Aquarius because I feel like it's relevant here. Just taking note of things, right? Keeping track of stuff, I feel, is also to keep. Yeah, so on top of waiting and having patience, like continue to work hard, but also like I feel like there are things that other things that you can tend to while you wait instead of just sitting there, right? Like the whole like watch pot never boils, right? So there are other things that you should be doing or taking care of or taking note of at this time, I feel. Okay, so let's see what other messages we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020. Any other messages for, okay. So next card to come out is the 3 of Cups. Okay, so Pisces or cross-watcher, this could talk about maybe, again, this is mid-January, so this is right after the holidays. For some of you, you could be still celebrating. I know some work or work parties will have their Christmas or their holiday Christmas parties, whatever, up into February even, just because of booking times and venues or whatever it is that, or just to coordinate, right? Because it's maybe the busy time of year and that's the only time to get together. It could be that, or it just could be celebrating with friends, going out, I kind of get the feeling from looking at this, like if you look, there's these two kind of look a little bit more chummy than this one, I guess, one woman here. So just be on the lookout for that. Like if you are celebrating with friends, you may notice, or you may feel, for some of you, you may feel a little bit left out. Like maybe in a group of friends, there may be some individuals who may be a little bit more chummier or may have their only like clique within the group. Okay, so just, you know, be aware of how that makes you feel, I guess. But on the but really it's just enjoy, like just enjoy the moment, right? Just go out and have fun. Like don't think too much into it. For others of you, it could speak about a third party situation. Not always will the Three of Cups read that way. But it can, or Three Sun, you know, depending on what's going on. All right, let's see. Any other messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid... Oh, yeah, flipper. Okay, next card out is the Six of Swords. So, I feel that there's something that you're trying to get moving on from. Definitely getting away from, moving forward towards. Maybe it's just a necessary transition. You could be relocating for some of you. Travel, air travel, given that there's airplane, or I guess there's a balloon as well, or some sort of plane type balloon transportation vehicle thing here. But it could be that you are moving forward with someone, or this can just speak about your own transition or move forward in your journey. I do kind of like, again, it just depends on your situation, right? So for some of you, you could be moving on with someone else, could be moving on with that person, again, or you could be moving on your own. Okay, any other messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020? Any other messages for Pisces? Oh, yeah, so we have Eight of Cups. So we're moving, relocating, but we're also moving forward, retreating, okay, moving on from a situation, from a person, from a place, okay, so there's a lot of movement here. So we had a patience and waiting, but we also have like that movement. Given that it is Cups, I feel like it's possible that this has to do with a relationship, so you're moving on from a relationship for some of you. I want to say air travel again. Some of you could be traveling in January or February. There could also, it could speak about being for some of you, and not everybody, but I feel like some of you feel, this could also just talk about withdrawing, maybe letting go, releasing someone. Right, maybe you were involved with someone and it's just not working out, and right, if it is this like a third party situation, right, it's just one individual saying, well, I'm not doing this anymore, and just, you know, it's over and leaving, right? And there they go, goodbye, right? Could be one individual decides to go off on their own while the other two kind of like retreat on their own as well, right? So that could be what's happening for some of you Pisces in January or mid-January. Let's see. Any other messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020? Okay. Any other? Okay, Five of Swords in the reverse. Well, if there was arguing and violence or abuse or whatever within your relationship before, you're releasing it. Because again, it seems like every single party involved, Pisces, is kind of moving forward, moving forward from the situation and letting go of the arguing, the discord, the whatever negative aspect of it, right? The betrayal, whatever, right? That's kind of what I'm sensing here. At the bottom of the deck, I have Justice in the reverse. Okay, so the overall message here is clearly somebody is avoiding justice, right? The scales do need to be balanced here. Maybe in this case, justice just speaks about forgiveness, apologies, something like that. It's obvious that the individuals involved here seem to be moving on. Whether or not, again, it just depends on where you fall in this. You may still be really, in the thick of it and not forgiving anybody, or not in that mood, in the forgiving, state. However, I do feel like all parties involved are going to be there soon at one point. All right, so I'm going to use Zombie Tarot to clarify. And we'll see what this Three of Cups is. Let's see what this Three of Cups energy is. I have some clarification on the Three of Cups. We have the Sun card. So maybe some of you are connecting with a Leo. Doesn't have to be. Could just be the energy. Maybe that's your energy, Pisces, or cross watcher. Any other messages regarding the Three of Cups for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter? Mid-January 2020. Okay, so let's look at this. So we have the Sun to come out to clarify the Three of Cups. The Page of Wands in the reverse. So again, another fire sign, right? And the Three of Cups in the reverse. Whew. Three of Cups in the reverse. Well, we went from having a good time to delays. So maybe in regards to these celebrations, I really do feel though that you're connecting with a Leo here, or a fire sign for sure, or you could have that in your chart, or maybe someone involved in this third party situation. But this does speak about an individual, a younger energy. So it could be connecting with a younger energy, someone who's younger than you, with this Page of Wands being here. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of the energy that I'm sensing. I feel like there was like a situation here. If there was a third party situation, I feel like it was like if it was a failed attempt. I don't even think it got, for some of you maybe it did get physical. For others of you, I don't think it did. I just think it just messed up relationships a little bit, like shook things up a little bit. But I don't think it was, I don't think people were, well, maybe. For some of you, with the sun here, someone could have gotten pregnant. Someone could be currently pregnant. It doesn't have to be. Maybe you're connecting with someone who is. But with that 3 of Cups in the reverse, I don't feel like it's a wanted one. If it is, I don't like, honestly, okay, Pisces, I don't know if you're connecting with any Aquariuses or anyone who, maybe Aquarius is connecting with you, or you two are connecting with someone, a friend maybe going through something like this, but your reading came out with the same card, the 7 of Pentacles to start with. These cards are different, however, it's a very similar, like even though the cards are different, they kind of are giving me a very similar message. That there is some sort of pregnancy unwanted, or it could just be there is this like moving on though, because even in Aquarius it was this very similar of like moving on, moving forward with it, like having the child moving forward either alone or together, working things out. And I feel like it's very similar here, where it's like somebody's going to work things out. I feel like the other individual may move off on their own. Let's see. I have some clarification on the 6 of Swords for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid. Ooh. Another movement card with the Chariot. Could be connecting with Cancer. Okay, so Chariot is all about action and change. Okay, this moving on, right, with that 6 of Swords. So relocating, that's a huge change. Moving is a huge change, right? Just a necessary transition in life, maybe a transition to, you know, from to being pregnant kind of thing, having this child, or from being in a marriage to not being married, or from being in this relationship to moving on from it, right? Or deciding to work things out, whatever it is for you, however it resonates for you, okay? The Chariot's all about change, and about going on. It's like a journey, and it's not something that you choose. The Chariot is more like the universe pushing you or moving you forward. Any other messages regarding the 6 of Swords for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January? Okay, we have the 8 of Swords. So, and this is what I find interesting, is the 8 of Swords is a bit different than your typical 8 of Swords. So typically it talks about being self-imposed restrictions, right? Isolations, imprisonment, which that very well is being depicted here. However, you're in this deck, in this, I guess, tarot deck, you are definitely not blindfolded to it. You know you are stuck in there, and you do have a way to get out. So there is that trying desperately to get out, because you know that there are possible dangers lurking around the corner and you need to move quickly. So this is the difference between this 8 of Swords and the typical 8 of Swords. I don't think that, again, I don't see any of the like there are no zombies there. So again, it could all be a fabric of his own, this individual's imagination. So maybe, again, you feel stuck or feel restricted somehow, even though really it's weird you would even feel that way, because there's movement all over here. maybe the issue is that you may not have a choice as to, yeah, you're stuck because you don't have a choice as to where this journey goes, as to what the outcome is, right? You've got the Six of Swords here. You're going, but you have no freaking idea because of the Chariot and the Eight of Swords. You have no freaking idea where you're going. You can't see. This is not something that is meant, like, it was not, that is something that the divine has planned for you. So you're not going to see the outcome there. All right. Can I have some, any messages regarding, oh, right, this is regarding the Eight of Cups, Page of Hazards in the reverse. Connecting with a younger earth sign, family member. Any other messages regarding the Eight of Cups for Pisces mid-January? Okay, and we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so this, so walking away from family situation for some of you. Maybe for some of you, you chose not to work things out. Right? So for some of you, somebody decided to walk away from that third party situation, maybe that third individual. Maybe there was like already a couple there and like somebody came, broke things up. Whatever the situation, it may have been the opposite. It may have been somebody that was in the relationship who looked at, you know, outside of it and found somebody. Whatever your situation. I feel like with this Page of Hazards in reverse, definitely children played a part here and why things may not have worked out. Or family, children or family, like family meddling. Somebody got involved. There was a lot of family like meddling. Then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So that's about obviously choosing not to work together and work on this situation or expand within this relationship. For others of you, it's you moved on, but you're not. You've moved on, but you're not. Maybe for those of you who, I think it's like for some of you, maybe you're not traveling. You could be the one just, like you're moving away or like abandoning a relationship or withdrawing that way, moving on within a relationship, but you're not physically moving, you're not actually traveling. You're still staying within the same home. Let's look at this. Five of Swords in reverse. There's some clarification on the Five of Swords in reverse for Pisces. Justice. Okay, and so we're going to put an end to the fighting and the discord, the arguing, because justice, right? So for some of you, this could be the divorce, right? Court settlements here. If a child was involved, obviously there's custody issues, right? And then there's obviously settlement issue. Maybe there's alimony, whatever your situation. Any other messages regarding the Five of Swords? Queen of Wands in the reverse. For others of you, I feel like this Queen of Wands, again, fire sign. This could have been this other individual who walked away from the situation. I feel like she or he, again, we're not gender specific, but somebody definitely served some justice here. But I do feel like there is an individual who is not, like, has dropped it. So I feel like there are obviously going to be some hurt words and a lot of, at some point, this Five of Swords had to be in the upright, correct? At some point. So, and I think that there is still someone here within this connection that is quite upset. This Queen of Wands could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be, it's just the energy. But definitely someone here seems quite upset about the outcome of but regardless, justice is served. So, and it's not in the reverse, so it's not an unjust dealing or an unjust outcome. It seems like it's a pretty, you know, okay, so maybe let's go further. Can I have some clarification on justice and the Queen of Wands in reverse here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020. Some clarification on, okay, so Knight of Hazards could be Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Again, the Knight of Hazards. So this is someone that was with that moon there. I still feel like there was secrets here, things were being kept hidden. Some illusion. There was illusion here. It could have been involving that Queen of Wands, possibly. But this Knight of Hazards is just interesting. Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving energy. This one, however, he's very slow-moving in the fact that he can't go anywhere because he's legitimately... he crashed into a pole and he is literally chained up to his steering wheel. So he's kind of stuck. He's really stuck. I feel like there was some justice served possibly to this knight. Any other messages regarding justice and the Queen of Wands in reverse? Yeah, and then we have the Hermit in reverse. Could be Virgo that you're... And that has to do with isolating. In the reverse, it has to do with kind of retreating within, isolating yourself from loved ones. It's a very, like, negative shadow aspect of the Hermit, right? Again, another Earth. So you could be connecting with the Earth sign. I do get the feeling, though, that someone tried to serve some justice. There could have been communication here that's just not being reciprocated. Like, I feel like somebody tried to serve some justice to someone else or tried to... However... I don't feel... yeah, I don't think that they got it, though. I think somebody really tried to, like... Someone got served justice and then tried to retaliate, and it didn't work out for them. For some of you. Okay, let's look at the Seven of Pentacles for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020. And we have Seven of Pentacles. All right. So Seven of Pentacles we talked about is all about patience, hard work, right? Delayed success. Well, we have the Two of Swords here. So that talks about, you know, compromising and having to balance between two forces. So maybe for some of you, oh shoot, for some of you, you had, you know, walking away from this relationship was something that something that needed to be done. I feel like it may balance the scales a little bit better. There was a choice here though, right? It's the choice of like to move on, right? To drop. For some of you, and that's what it was. It's move on from this situation, move forward and just drop it, release, right? Forgive, release, and let go. Okay, let's see. Okay, oh. Yeah, 2 of Wands in the reverse fell. I'm not going to. Literally just fell out of my hands. I'm going to add it to it, but basically it's just not waiting anymore. You're not waiting on this choice. You're not going to, you don't want to have to make this choice anymore. You don't need to, right? It was made for you. Somebody chose someone else, and so you're moving forward. Any other messages regarding the 7 of Pentacles? We have death. Could be connecting with a Scorpio. Or again, this is just talking about moving on, right? Let go, rebirth, right? So start over. It's interesting that at the beginning of the read, I did pull out Justice at the bottom of the deck, right? Justice in the reverse. So we did see Justice like a little while ago with this Queen of Swords. So Justice was served. However, for the other individual, okay, for some, it may have been unjust. Okay, so depending on where you fit in this scenario, one person got justice and the other person felt like they got the shitty end of the stick. Okay, so let's look at this Justice in the reverse for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-January 2020. We have Justice in the reverse. Okay, Devil. It's a codependent relationship. So maybe this person who had to eventually move on, or this person had to leave or had to move on because maybe someone chose someone else. But somebody could also just be connecting with the Capricorn. There is a lot of earth energy here. But it just talks about codependencies. For others of you, I feel like you felt like this is fucked up, basically. Like you felt like you got fucked over, and for some of you, maybe you are turning to vices, right? Drinking, smoking, gambling, sex addictions, whatever it is, right? Drug addictions, whatever your vice. All right. I'm going to pull some romance angels. Let's see. Do this quickly. Romance. Okay, let's look at love advice for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for mid-December 2019. Remember, for some of you, I feel like, or again, that other person that came in to this relationship, there could have been someone in a long-term relationship, married, even with children. So keep that in mind, right? Maybe they went back, somebody left a situation. It all depends on how it falls for you. There could have been one person who walked away, leaving you to kind of go back to your husband or wife, or the opposite. They decided, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, and left you and went back to their husband or wife. Okay, that could be the scenario for some of you. For others of you, this has nothing to do with a third-party situation in terms of, like I said, like an actual, like physical, like cheating or whatever. It could just be friends. So I feel like this has to do with groups of friends and family. You know what? No. For some of you, Pisces, I think you're just connecting with someone around you who is separated, was in the process of a divorce. I don't think it has anything to do with third party. It's just, yeah, they just parted ways. Okay? All right, any other love advice for, ooh. All right, Pisces, we've got healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Okay, so for some of you, like I said, this has nothing, you may be this may be that you're connecting to this energy, and this may not be your read in particular. It could be, maybe it's a child of yours, right? Maybe you're having to be there to, all right, this Three of Cups, it's that's be there for support, to support them coming home, right? With the sun coming home, right? Assurance that everything is going to be okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing here, right? So it's just, you know, families, that's what's going to help you, right? So healing your family issues or whatever it is. I'm just finding out, right, that maybe your family history, like maybe people went through very similar situations, or just, yeah. Following card to come out was unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, and that could be the case for you, some Pisces or cross watchers or whoever you're connecting with. Maybe, like I said, definitely there was a party here that split ways, and you know, somebody thought it was justice, and maybe someone else thought it, you know, it was a little bit shitty, but what can they do? They had to deal with it, and that was that, and make the best out of it. It's that starting over, right? With this death card, it's rebirth, right? It's starting fresh, starting anew. All right, let's see. Get the oracle cards. Do this quickly. For Pisces, Mid January 2020. All right, let's see. Any other messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter for... Oops. Any other messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter? All right. Okay. So first card out is Union in the reverse. Not surprised to see this. This is just like getting the lovers, but in the reverse, right? So what does this speak about? This tells me that currently Pisces or cross-watcher, or again, this could be someone you're connecting with, but currently there is a separation here between a couple. Okay, and this again could have been a very, just could have been individuals that were married, right, and bound together by contract. I'm really drawn to the butterfly there. So definitely feel like this union was transformative. Okay, this ending is also going to be transformative for both parties. I think it's going to help both individuals grow, definitely. There is that connection to spirit that is needed, I feel, at this time. I feel like there's an imbalance within this relationship here. And it makes sense because the next card to come out was integrity in the reverse. So I feel like, and I'm not surprised with the devil showing up in the reading. I'm not surprised. All right, so I feel like you could be connecting with someone who, and again, this could even be you, Pisces. You felt like you were dealing with someone shady, someone who wasn't dealing with integrity with you, wasn't being truthful, wasn't open and honest communication, wasn't there. I feel with that apple there in the corner, I feel like temptation had a lot to play with it, and the devil too. So I feel like, again, there could have been, you were dealing with somebody, definitely, or again, this could have been vice versa. Someone who was able to manipulate you into doing things that were, for you, it just made you feel like it went against your core values, like things that you just didn't agree with. Okay. The next card out is the Six of Air in reverse. So I feel like, again, it's another imbalance. I'm feeling very imbalanced here with this reading. Balance like is needed, definitely, between light and dark. And this could be for both you, Pisces, or this other individual. I feel like balance is possible, but I feel like it's more so that you need to embrace the energy, the light and the dark energy. Really identify within yourself those thoughts and energy. Forgive yourself with that heart being, like, I really feel like that's what it speaks about. Like, this is all about connecting, right? The light and the dark energy, your thoughts, the power of your thoughts, and how even like connecting with, you know, your spirit guides or the angels or this God source, whatever it is, you're connecting, you're receiving that information, right? And if you look, it's rainbow, right? Color is from what? From light. You get color from light, but yet it shines in the darkness. It's the information from source is visible even through the darkness. So it's embracing that you need both sides. You can't just take the information given from here. You need to take the information that's also given from the darkness, okay, in order to push forward and be balanced. All right, Pisces, that has been your mid-January 2020 general reading. If you've liked my video, please do give it a thumbs up. Do comment below letting me know how it resonated with you. Do hit the notification bell to subscribe to my channel and to also be notified the next time I upload. Okay. Again, do check your moon, your rising, your Venus, and Jupiter signs as well. Some months those resonate better for you rather than just your sun sign. And as always, cross watchers, do have a look at the 7th house. So that would be Virgo. So have a look at Virgo videos. There may be a message there found for you as well. Okay, same goes for you Pisces. Do have a look at the Virgo. I believe that is it. So before I end this video, I just wanted to mention that I will be incorporating possibly for February runes into my reads. I used to do rune readings back when I was younger, and I've decided I was going to, you know, incorporate that somehow. Possibly I might do it for my monthly reads only, and maybe I'll do something, I don't know, extra once a month here and there with some rune readings for you. I find that they're extremely accurate and kind of give a little bit more in-depth into a situation or scenario. Okay, so that is it. I would like everybody to have a fabulous day and many blessings.